If you want to live in one of Kansas City's trendiest neighborhoods, you're going to want to check out River Market. Located right next to the Missouri River, River Market has everything that you could possibly need, including farmers markets, museums, different types of condos, and including, we're going to see at the very end, a home in River Market, in the River Market area. So you're going to want to stay tuned because we're going to see everything there is to know about River Market. As you approach this kind of courtyard area, you can see, if you look right over there, you've got a pool area. And this condo actually has almost direct access to the pool. It's right over here. So if you just kind of walk right through here and you open this door, first notice the patio. So you can sit out here, you can get a glimpse of downtown a little bit. So if you look directly that way, you could see some of the buildings and the high rises that just glimpse right over the top of this apartment building. And then this is obviously a great space to spend some time, especially as the weather here starts to warm up. But you come inside this condo unit, and the initial thing that strikes you is the design. I mean, when I first came in here, I was like, man, it's kind of like living in a Costco wholesale, right? We go to Costco wholesale all the time, basically once a week to feed our young family. And, I feed them twice because I buy the food from Costco and I feed them from the samples. You fill up the samples, put on disguises and go get some more or something like that,
Wow, just wow.
But you come inside and this definitely has the presence of a warehouse. Whether you like that or not is up to you. I think it would be cool for me, but my wife would never go for it. She's not as cool as I am, okay? She's not as with it, right?
You think you're too cool for school?
She's actually got more sense and more style. But for me, I'd be like, oh, it's pretty cool, like living in a warehouse. But initially you come inside, that's not really the front door, that's the porch door. The front door is through there, but I kind of wanted to show you a different side of this condo building. But you can see here, you've got this really large kitchen. You got nice backsplash, nice cabinets. You've got your oven, your burner, your stove, burning stove, a 60/40 sink, a nice big fridge. I mean, really, kind of like that other big condo, you're not really having to compromise too much. Now, obviously, you've got all of this space, and then you can partition it how you like. For us, we'd probably put a nice little table right here, and then maybe another sitting area or something like that, and we would just make this a living space. This actually has 2 bedrooms though, so if you come follow me on this side, you can see that not only does it have the utility closet with the utilities up here, you've got a coat closet here. So as your guests come in, they can put their winter coats, hang them up. And then you come down here and you've got the second bedroom. Right above you is the loft area where the second, I would say the primary bedroom is. And the nice thing about this one is it does actually have a full primary suite up there, including a bathroom. But this one down here also has a secondary bathroom that's attached to it. It's a full bathroom, so if you had kids, you could shower them down here, you could bathe them down here. You got your toilet, your sink, obviously. Everything in this condo is actually really nice, really well maintained, and I think you get good value for this one. So let's go upstairs in this Costco wholesale and let's see your primary bedroom. So with these condo units, you can see there's a lot of steps as you follow me up. So if you're kind of getting elderly and you don't want to walk up these steps, then this may not be the unit for you because obviously they're limited in space with just how limited square footage you have in River Market, but you can always build up, and that's kind of what they've done. They've built up, and now you're climbing probably 16 to 20 steps to get up here. I mean, I'm kind of winded, gotta stop and catch my breath. But this is your primary bedroom, and this is really cool. I mean, if you had a king size bed, it would easily fit here. This is double the size of my primary bedroom, okay? So this Costco wholesale puts my place to shame. And then you can look over and see the, sweet party that you're throwing for all your friends. You can look down, spy on your kids as they, do whatever the kids do, your kids do, I don't know. But then come on this side, and I really like this feature. Although the one kind of negative to it is that if you have somebody living in the secondary bedroom full time, they would have to bring all their clothes upstairs for them to wash. But that's their issue. For you, as you buy this place, your closet is actually through here, and your laundry is essentially in your closet. So it makes it really convenient for you, really inconvenient for your kids, but you know, your kids need to exercise their little legs anyway, and they can carry their clothes up the steps so that you can wash them. Come inside here, and this is the primary bathroom. I mean, you can see really large primary bathroom. 2 beautiful sinks, newer countertop, nicely tiled shower, nice and tall, nice and clean too. And then you've got skylights as well. So if you look all the way up, tons of natural light that just kind of pouring into this condo unit. So this one being the biggest condo unit that we've seen, this one is on the market for $415,000. Now, you might think, okay, if I have $415,000 cash, can I buy this? Yes, you can. But the things that you have to account for, obviously the regular things like insurance and taxes, but you also have to account for a condo association dues. Condo association dues on this unit are $460 a month. And what does that go to maintain? Typically the exterior, snow removal, if there's any grass, there's no grass on this property, but if you lived in a property where there was grass, clean up and pick up anything that would involve like a pool maintenance, like you saw the pool from outside, any type of maintenance of the amenities like the gym and the common areas, all of that would be included. And typically you're going to want to know this, and this is something that you're going to want to factor in, is those condo association dues don't do anything but go up. Okay, so they continue to climb year over year. Sometimes whenever the association meets and decides that they have to go up because of the rising cost of everything. So that's just another factor, another thing that can start to make condo ownership a little bit more expensive than you might have thought. Now, if you have a house and you're not in an HOA, you're not subject to any of those things. But that's why you got to give us a call, 816-4-MOVE-KC, because then we can help you out and figure out exactly what's right for you as you're trying to relocate. I have clients who say, look, I basically want to just leave the unit alone, and I don't want anything to go wrong with the outside. Grass, trash, everything, just want it all taken care of. Well, that's great. But certain people are saying, look, I don't want that extra cost of an HOA. I don't want the rules and regulations of an HOA. We've got to talk about all that. 816-4-MOVE-KC. We have a team of agents that are ready to help you move to Kansas City. This little corner of City Market, this is Delaware Street. You can see the cable car coming by, and they're extending the cable car all the way down to UMKC right next to where I live. So I'm excited about that because you could take public transportation all the way down from River Market through downtown, all the way down to Midtown. Really, really cool. But one thing I want to point out to you here is this whole street, some really great stuff to eat. You've got Betty Ray's ice cream, super good. They have like really unique flavors like goat's milk and cereal milk, a lot of milk related flavors, I guess, so it makes sense with it being ice cream. I will say that the cereal milk, like I'm the kind of person that I love letting my cereal soak, my Lucky Charms, and then just slurping up the milk afterwards. I think that if you like that, you may enjoy cereal milk, but for me, I like the fact that I want my cereal a little bit more crunchy when I eat it, and they have bits of cereal in there, and it just kind of is soggy and cold. That it's not for me, okay? I thought I would love it, but it's just not for me. But I do love Betty Ray's. I typically get, there's like a peach flavor that I really like there. But anyways, that's Betty Ray's. There's also another Betty Ray's down near the Waldo area, near to where I live. We come down here sometimes, but we also go down to that one quite a bit too. Up the street, there's Thou Mayest. That's a really cool, trendy coffee shop in Kansas City. Up there is another pizza joint. I forget the name, but we've eaten there before as well. This is a great place. I mean, this is the morning right now, so there's really nothing going on, but this is a great place to walk, to hang out. It's a really cool area. We are gonna go see, if you just turn around right here, we're gonna go into this building right here, and we're gonna go check out a condo on the 3rd floor that has crazy high ceilings, a really cool loft. So stick around and we're gonna get up there because I'm gonna tell you something, it's actually pretty cheap to live here. So if you want to live in a place where you can just walk out and get some Betty Ray's ice cream whenever you want, okay, grow to be, have diabetes or something like that because you're always eating Betty Ray's.
Hey, does this soup make me look fat?
No. Your face.
That's totally fine. Live up there, come down here, eat all the chocolate you want, and, get really unhealthy. Totally on you. We're inside this loft right in the heart of River Market. outside of Betty Ray's, and this obviously is just a 1-bedroom. You sleep up here, and you know what? If you want to start making your way up here, I'll show you around up here and then we can head downstairs. This area is obviously intended to be your sleeping quarters or your resting quarters, as it were. You could probably put a pretty small bed. It would have to be maybe a twin, maybe a full. You might be able to fit a full size bed like right up in here. You might want to build it on top of these kind of wood slats that are sticking out so that you can maybe even access the outlets. But it's not the biggest area, but it is really cool. If you want to come over here, you can see what I was looking at when we started this section of the video. You can see that if you had people over, they can still have their own living space, living area. They can have a couch over there. They can have a TV over there. You got big windows overlooking Betty Ray's, which is right there. You can kind of see it from right there, right here. We've already talked about that in the video. So if you want like really trendy loft living, this is going to be a really cool space. Let's go downstairs and check out the kitchen. Another thing to notice before we head down there is look at these ceilings. Really cool. This is the 3rd floor unit, and this is a building with only 3 stories. So you've got all the way to the top. And what's nice about this is the fact that if you're sleeping up here on a cold day like today, it's not super cold, but on a cold day like today, it's still pretty warm up here because obviously heat rises. And so this is really good for insulation. This is really good for keeping warm, especially, man, we just had a super cold streak and it was just blisteringly cold. I'll bet you that it doesn't take that much energy to keep this unit pretty warm. Given the brick, given the high ceilings, this would be a really comfortable place to be during that crazy snowstorm that we just experienced in February. Let's go downstairs. This is the kitchen area. Of course, you know, you got a little table right in front that probably serves as counter space. I mean, this loft isn't meant for a whole family. There's no way that I could even live here with 1 kid. But if it's just me before I'm married, or if it's my wife and I before we have any kids, this is going to be a great option for us because it's pretty cheap. We haven't mentioned the price yet, but I'm going to show you the whole thing before I tell you exactly how much this loft is. You've got decent counter space. I remember when we were first married, we had like maybe like this much counter space in our 300 square foot. It was a converted primary bedroom. And we had like a 1-burner stove and a fridge that was half the size of this dishwasher, and we made it work. So obviously this would work for us too. Now I don't know your needs. That's why, give us a call and we could talk through exactly what you would need if you were to move to Kansas City. Maybe you are a young couple and you're looking to live in a trendy spot like this. Maybe you're a single guy and you just want to live, work, and play close to the city. We need to know what you need, but for us, we could have done with, a third of this, but I don't know about you. You got plenty of cabinet space. Obviously, you've got the stove, you've got the sink, and then the fridge. It's a pretty simple kitchen, pretty utilitarian, I think pretty useful, nicely painted to match the aesthetic of the loft. And then you come over here and you've got, if you come peek inside there, you've got your closet. So you're gonna have to think, do I want to, get out of bed and then have to come downstairs to get dressed? If you do put your clothes down here, obviously you could haul a wardrobe or a dresser upstairs and make that a functional closet, but most of the stuff is going to be down here. Now, with lofts, you might say, who handles the heating? Who handles the cooling? Who handles the hot water? Well, most units have an HVAC system. This is a heater and a blower, and then also this is your hot water heater. When you're checking these, you want to make sure that you're reading the seller's disclosure. The seller will tell you how old these are. If they don't tell you how old these are, then you can easily find it by taking a look and reading the serial number. It's very easy to do. I do that for all the showings that I take my buyers to. And so you just want to make sure these last anywhere from 10 to 15, maybe even 20 years if they're well taken care of, but they can be expensive to replace. So you're going to want to know how old those are. And then lastly, right next to the utility closet, you have a single bathroom. It's a full, so you could take a shower, you could take a bath. If you were to have kids, I guess you would need that and use that bathtub for a bath. But you can see it's pretty limited in its use, and that's basically it. I mean, it's pretty small. So you would think that you're living like in the heart of a major metropolitan area, right across some of the Kansas City's best ice cream. How much would you pay? Well, you're actually only going to pay $229,000. This This loft, this condo is listed right now for $229. So if you're interested, give us a call and we can get you in here. So we are back kind of where we started, and this is the Berkeley riverfront. It's really beautiful here when it's lit up at night. You can see all of these street lamps are all lit up. It's a great jogging path. And I've actually heard reports of people who live in the apartment buildings. Like, we've been to Bar K already. The people who live in the apartment buildings alongside, I know a few clients who have moved out of there, and they say at night, because this is all lit up, this is a safe place for them to jog. And they were, single women who felt safe enough to explore Berkeley riverfront. There's also a park right over there. And you can go, there's volleyball courts. I've had friends who have had I think a Tuesday night pickup game that they've been going to consistently in Berkeley riverfront. On the other side of this, we can't necessarily get to it. I promised it earlier in the vlog. I wanted to get to it, but because of the streetcar construction, couldn't get to it. It's also very close to that Chinatown market. So I'll put some clips of our family visiting the Chinatown market, especially if you're of Asian descent like I am and you miss really good Asian food because you're from Los Angeles or you're from New York or you're a place where there's a really large Asian population. You can get basically everything that you want authentic there at the Chinatown food market. There's also other places around the metro that you can get some of the authentic Asian stuff. But again, we're going to stay in River Market and just point out the things in River Market. This is Bar K, and this is a trendy dog park / restaurant. They don't charge humans to go in there, but they do charge dogs. So you can't bring your dog because your dog is $10 unless you pay the $10 to get your dog in. So there's like a cover fee for your dog, as it were. But you can go inside those shipping containers. There's a complete restaurant in there. We've brought our dog Albus here before. He loves running around. We stopped because, there's plenty of dog parks in Kansas City that you can just get in for free. But if you do live in these apartment complexes over here, then it probably is worth it for you to just pay the membership so that your dog can be a part of Bar K. And it is cool. There's a lot of space for the dogs to run, and during a weekend, and especially as the weather gets nice, even during evenings, this place can just get packed with dogs. Whereas, you go to a different dog park and I don't know, maybe your dog gets bitten by another dog. Not to say that it can't happen here, but at least they have dog watchers who are watching and breaking up dog fights. So if you have a dog and you're wanting to move to Kansas City, I would at least check this out once. Whether or not you want to continue paying the cover fee for your dog to get inside, that decision is up to you. But we've liked it so far. We've come here a handful of times, but we live far away enough that we just go to a local dog park or just let our dog run around outside. Okay, we're in City Market. This is the epicenter, the hub, the heart of the River Market area. Behind me, you can see these awnings, these large covered areas. This is where they're gonna have the farmers market when it's open during the spring and during the summer. This is a sweet place to come. You're gonna have a hard time finding parking, but this is an awesome place to come and get some local honey. I got some, it was some dip that was a jalapeno raspberry dip that I think I bought. Some guy in Shawnee made it with his bees or something like that. I don't know what the heck it was. It was so good though. We had it with chips and it lasted maybe 2 days because I caught my wife eating it 10 p.m. at night. She snuck into the kitchen and ate all my jalapeno dip, and then all of a sudden the next day I didn't have any more. But that's what you can get here at River Market. You can also get some various jerkies. We've had some really good, some not so good. There's also tons of places to eat around here. There's Carolo's Italian Deli, which is one of the better places. Italian, if you want an Italian sub, great place. Right next to it is River Market Coffee. I used to come down here and meet a good friend here for coffee every Tuesday. That was a fun time. You got a bunch of produce produce dealers here. On that side is a restaurant called Pigwitch. They have really good chips. So if you do go to Pigwitch, what I would suggest is, fries are typically good, but that's one of the few places where I don't get fries, and I actually get chips because they fry their chips, and they're not like Lay's, they're not gonna give you Pringles, okay? They have home, restaurant made chips. That's really cool. On the other side, we're gonna head over there in a little bit, you can see Chinatown Market. Despite how I look, I'm not a super expert in Asian cuisine. That's gonna be more my mom and my ancestors. But I do know whenever my mom comes to visit, she makes me go to Chinatown Market, and she spends about 4 hours in there examining every packet, reading it. I don't know what, okay? My son and I are looking at each other, you know, like my 5-year-old's like going crazy, you know, but there are cool, I mean, it's a decently cool place to take your kids because they do have fish, they do have live crab, they do have like scallops, I think, or some type of clam that you can like, you know, put the tongs in and play with a little bit. But yeah, I don't know, like she's in there for like, literally, it was like we went in there and then we came out and it was like December. I don't know. It was like Christmas or something like that. I don't know what the heck was going on. The whole KC was decorated for Christmas. But the last thing is you have, you know, this is the Steamboat Museum. Truth be told, I've been inside this kind of complex. We're going to go inside there in just a little bit, but I've never been inside the actual Steamboat Museum. My kids are young. My oldest is 5 right now. I've heard that once you kind of get to that threshold, 5, 6, 7, it's a cool place to take kids, but you know, you have to pay money for it, kind of cheap. I don't want to like spend money on a place that my kids are going to say, don't really like going to. But if you stick around, we will see some really, really cool things later in River Market, including a condo that is like 1,700 square feet, huge condo, okay? And if you want to live here, if you've seen enough of River Market that you're like, hey, this is a sweet place to live, 816-4-MOVE-KC is our number. If you want to get a condo, if you want to get a rare townhome that comes up here, a rare house that comes up here, then this is the place to be, because you can see, like, look just that way. You're right in the heart of everything. That's downtown Kansas City. So there's a streetcar that can connect you right to downtown. This is just a sweet place to be. So I enjoy River Market. Honestly, this is one of the places that I would target if I was going to live in a very, very urban environment. Obviously, I like where we live right now, but let's go inside to the Steamboat Museum. We're inside this little, I don't know exactly what to call it, maybe like a little strip mall. There's tons of shops, the indoor shops that just kind of connect through here. But behind me, you can see this whole steamboat wheel. I'm not sure the technical term for it, but this is inside the entrance to the Arabia Steamboat Museum. Like I said before, I've heard suggestions that you should wait till your kids are like 5, 6, so that they can appreciate it. But I mean, based on what I see, I think like 2 of my 5 kids would appreciate it. So, you know, that's probably not going to tip the scales for me to spend some money to bring all, like, you know, 7 of us here. But I mean, it's kind of on my radar because I'm kind of curious as to what's inside. So this is what is inside this large building on this side of City Market. So we're inside this building that has a condo unit that is much, much bigger than you might think it is. But as we come in here, and later I'm going to show you the gym that is inside this unit too, you've got this kind of meeting area. These condo units are nice because you have these common areas, but it's kind of like you're living in a hotel, or you're living in a, you know, a complex that a lot of different people live in, and obviously a lot of people do. So you have common areas that you can share with people. You've got, this is like I think a leave a book, take a book kind of deal here. And then if you come down here, you've got a meeting room where you can conduct all your important business dealings. You know, if you're, I don't know, maybe you're manufacturing a widget or an app, or you know, maybe you're just wanting to color a book. I don't know, like you could do that all in here. And this is a common area to meet somebody, to hang out with the rest of your, you know, the rest of your condo fellows. I don't know, maybe you're a single guy and you want to meet that cute girl who's, you know, living in the unit next to you. I don't know, just post up here and then just, you know, wait until she walks by and say hi. Maybe you're, you know, maybe you're just like, don't have any friends or anything like that, and you just want to hang out here. That's totally fine too. Do that. Let's go see the unit. Let's go inside this unit. This is a 2-bedroom unit. It's actually massive. And this building was built in 1910, and so the main beams that support this building run completely through this whole condo unit, and makes a pretty incredible aesthetic, as it were. But you can see, you enter in, and it's just, look how long this is. Like, you can't even see all the way down there, I guess. I don't know. And like I said before, these main beams that support the building, I mean, this looks like, I was just reading the Endurance, which is like a story about a ship that gets stuck in Antarctica. I mean, this kind of reminds me, like you're living on a boat or something like that. I mean, that might be stupid to say, but makes me kind of think of that. Come in here, and this is the primary. This would be the primary suite. And what's nice about this is it's got 2 beds, but both beds have access to the bathroom that's in this, so that each one has, you don't have to come into the main area if you wanted to use the bathroom. This is big enough for a king size bed if you wanted it. This is a queen. I mean, this is plenty big already. And then you've got plenty of closet space on the opposite side. Come through here and you can see this is the one bathroom. You got double vanity though, so I like that because, I mean, you don't want to be sharing sink with your wife or with your kids or something like that. And then you come over here, of course you've got tub shower combo, and then you got your toilet. And then on this side, this is the closet to the second bedroom. And then this is the second bedroom itself. Of course, this has enough room for a queen size bed if you wanted it as well. One thing I want you to notice about this unit is that the walls don't extend all the way up. So it's awesome for flow. You have the ventilation coming through here. That is really cool. But it's horrible for privacy, obviously. Come outside. And we're back into this main living area. You can see they kind of partitioned this off using the beams. Pretty clever. So this is like the office space, and then this is like the living space, and then this is the eating space. That's cool. And obviously you could tell it's the eating space because you've got the overhead lighting that hangs down a little bit lower. So you could put a much bigger table if you wanted to in this condo unit. And one thing that is nice is right next to each other, you've got the utility closet. We've talked about that in other condo units. And then we have washer and dryer that is right here. Some condo units don't have washer and dryer units, and you have to use either a laundromat or there's a communal washer and dryer machine that everybody kind of chips into. But then you're kind of dealing with the fact that you're at, if they're all being used and you need to run a load of laundry, your other people's schedules. So obviously with the added expense of a washer and dryer unit comes with the added luxury of having this all to yourself. Now you notice that we've been touring this for a little bit now, and we haven't come to the kitchen yet because the kitchen is all the way down here. Kitchen is actually a really good size for a condo unit. This kitchen has nice granite countertops. It's got, this is a functional kitchen that you would find in a house, right? This is plenty big, plenty of cook space. You've got this bar seating, so if people want to interact, you have a TV, you got a game going around here, they can just sit here and watch the game, watch you cook, watch you get them some sparkling water, I don't know. You got your fridge here. Of course, you got your cooktop, your microwave. I mean, everything that you could need. You don't have to compromise with this kitchen, which is why I like it. Now, if you go here, you've got a secondary living area. This is probably going to be your main living room. This is going to be where you entertain. This is going to be where you relax. And like I said before, if you kind of look that way, you can see that the walls don't come all the way up. So if you have people out here and you're trying to sleep, then it's going to be kind of loud because you're going to be able to hear everything that's going on. But if you're going to want this huge condo and you're going to want this nicer aesthetic, this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to kind of give up some of these amenities that you would have in a typical house or even a townhome. But you are living, again, in the heart of River Market. And with all of these condos, this is just walkable to anything that you want. For this one in particular, you could walk to the Chinese foods market. You could walk down to the River Market Farmers Market when that's going on. You could walk down to the Arabian Steamboat Museum. I mean, so many places that you could just easily get to, like in 5-10 minutes, just walking, which is great. Leave your car. You have a whole weekend full of activities planned out for you, basically, if you live in River Market in this condo. Now this one is almost 1,700 square feet, which is pretty big, right? How much would you guess this condo is going for? This condo is on the market right now for $364,950. So just under $365,000. Could be all yours. So we saw that condo, and you probably already know, but condos come with a lot of amenities, including this gym. I mean, we just walked right outside that condo and we came into this gym, and you can see this is a pretty well equipped gym. You've got plenty of machines, you got cardio, you've got free weights, you've got this, whatever this contraption is over here, plenty of stuff so that you could stay fit. You could, you just have everything right here. I know one of the issues, we're members at the YMCA, and we go every week to body pump or something like that. It's like some group fitness activity class, and I feel like I'm, like 95 years old because everybody else there is older than me, and I'm not lifting that much weight as like these old ladies next to me. But that's okay. Okay, I'm fine with it. Okay, but if I had this private gym to myself, I'd get so jacked that you wouldn't even recognize me. I'd just be like, couldn't even fit in my shirt. Okay, especially if I was living like right across the street or right across the hallway, not even the street, right across the hallway. Come in here, get my pump on every morning at 4:30 a.m. Do my cold plunge. I'm like ready for the day, right? But I digress. That's probably not going to happen. But if you lived here, you could get ripped, swole, and just incredibly fit just because you're living right next door to a gym. This is Kansas City's newest stadium, CPKC Stadium. This is where our very own Kansas City Current, the women's MLS soccer team, plays right here. This is the first stadium in the United States that is dedicated only to a women's MLS team. They didn't win this season, but they had really good turnout in terms of attendance for MLS games, women's MLS games. We had actually tickets to go to one of these MLS games, and then I think it was either Keller or Augie got sick, and then the others were too young to really enjoy it, so we just said, scrap it, we're gonna stay home. I think we gave the tickets to somebody else. But hopefully next season, when it starts up again, I would love to take my kids to watch a Kansas City Current game because they are getting to the age where they just love any kind of sporting activity. So that's what CPKC Stadium is. We are going to end our video at Columbus Park. Columbus Park is the neighborhood adjacent to River Market, so it's technically not in River Market. But if you want to live in a house near the River Market area, I mean, you could literally walk from here to all of the places that we showed you in this video. And also, one of the things that you want to know about Columbus Park, there's an Asian theme in this because I told you about the Chinatown Asian market. In Columbus Park, there is at least my favorite Asian restaurant in the metro, and that's called Vietnam Cafe. Vietnam Cafe, located probably within walking distance from where this house is in Columbus Park, has incredible pho, incredible drunken noodles. You get the stir fry sometimes. Good stuff. You can see too, Columbus Park is a neighborhood kind of like KCK, or kind of like, some of the downtown neighborhoods where the houses are really tightly crammed together. So if you don't like that, you're not going to like Columbus Park. But again, if you don't like that, you probably wouldn't like urban living to begin with. So let's come inside this house. There's only 2 bedrooms in this house. And if you stick around to the very end of this house tour, I will tell you how much this house is going for. This house is actually in really great shape. And I think it's a really cute house. And you probably will like it because I really like it. Come inside and you can see you step into a really small living room, but I mean, this L-shaped couch is exactly how I would decorate it because it kind of gives you a really nice partition while also preserving the transition downstairs. This is a kind of strange one in that the living area is all upstairs and the 2 bedrooms are all downstairs. So if you like that, you like that. This dining room table gives you room for 4 people to sit, enjoy a meal. Of course, it's bar stool height. Got a little study right here that you can use and enjoy. And then for this first level, you have this half bathroom that has just sink and toilet. So if you have a party, if you have guests over, if you're up here studying, if you're up here working, watching television, use that bathroom here. It transitions into a nice, attractive kitchen that has all the amenities that you could possibly need. Of course, it's going to be a little bit smaller than the kitchen in like a 4,000 square foot house, but of course you're trading those things off by being within walking distance to River Market. You want to go to the farmer's market, just on a nice day, put on your sneakers and walk. Okay, if you want to go to Berkeley Riverfront, you want to take your dog to Bar K, go ahead and walk there. I mean, all of those things are just right at your fingertips, some of them farther away than others, but this is the type of neighborhood you could live if you didn't want to own a car. Because public transportation, like, remember that streetcar can take you from River Market all the way to downtown, and then now it's being built out to Midtown. So come down, visit me, we can go to Costco together, right? Remember that Costco loft? We could go there together, right? So come in here, and then you could see that you've got an incredible view of downtown Kansas City. I mean, come on this side and you could see it better, but you could see basically everything. Let's go downstairs. There's 2 bedrooms downstairs. It's a smaller house, but stick around to the end. I'll tell you how much you could buy this house for. Now, going downstairs, you do have the kind of strangeness of being, you'd have to be willing to walk downstairs to go to bed. Most people, they walk upstairs to go to bed. And you know, when we help people buy homes, people just have different preferences, and it's just really up to you. I had a buyer once who just really could not deal with this. That's the only reason I kind of makes me think of whether or not you would want to deal with this too, and that's your choice. But give us a call, 816-4MOVE-KC. We would love to help you figure out what you can and can't deal with, what you do and don't like, different neighborhoods, all of those things we can help you out with. The first bedroom is located right in here. And you can see it's the entire width of the house. So even though this is a smaller house, this is a pretty sizable bedroom. And the one thing I will say about having your bedroom on this level is I live in a house where it's 100 years old. We have 2 stories, right? Plus a basement. It gets really hot during the summers, right? And when the heat rises, we have to run window units to keep everything cool. I'll bet you that when you sleep down here during the summer, it's gonna be nice and cool already because you're at the lowest point of the house. So that's a great feature to have bedrooms on the basement floor. Let's go see your full bathroom because it's actually really nicely decorated as well. But as we transition to the bedroom, you have laundry on the living level, as it were, or the sleeping level, where all your clothes would be. So the laundry stays here, it gets washed, goes back in your closet, and it keeps it nice and simple. Now, if you stick your head right past here, you can see that it has a full bathroom. So you've got tub shower combo, you've got your one sink, and you've got your toilet. And then down here on the other side, you can see another sizable bedroom. These are 2 queen size beds, which make me think that this was once run as an Airbnb, a short-term rental, or something like that. And this is a great spot to have a short-term rental in. Now, what you have to know is that I do have clients calling me about short-term rentals, wanting to find short-term rentals. Kansas City, Missouri has some laws that do prevent the running of short-term rentals in city limits. There are ways that we know of how to get a short-term rental going in Kansas City, but if that's your main goal, don't just think that you can just slap an offer on any house and not do the research. Our team can help you do the research necessary to get a short-term rental going in Kansas City. Now, again, it's up to you whether or not you want to live in a basement bedroom. For us, we would actually like it. I'll tell you a quick story. When we first moved to Kansas City, we had a house in Gladstone. My son was like 4 months old. Okay, he was like my oldest son now is like 4 months old, and he was going through like a sleep regression where I don't know if his teeth were coming in, probably not at 4 months, but something was happening where he wasn't sleeping. So what we did was, and you might think this is mean, parents, but this is what we did. We took our extra mattress, we put it down in the basement, and then we made sure that we had a monitor and that he was safe, and then we just kind of like let him sleep on the top level so that we couldn't hear him. Okay. Now that I say it out loud, it sounds kind of mean, but that's what basement bedrooms make me think about, okay? Us isolating our son on the top floor while he screamed all night, and us having a really good night's sleep in our cool basement bedroom, okay? Now you want to know how much this house costs in Columbus Park. This house costs $345,000. So is that good value? Is that bad value? You decide. Do you want to live in River Market? If not, then click here because we've got another area to show you.